Greetings, Earthlings. We're going to talk today about the Grillo 3500 motor hoe. We've had a little demo video on our website for a while, but there's really no talking and no explaining, and we thought we'd do a lot better one. So this is a product made by Grillo, mostly sold in the European market. It looks like a common front tine tiller, but Grillo has revamped the design somewhat, putting the engine in front of the tine shaft, making it a mid-tine tiller. That is, the tines are kind of in the middle of the machine, front to back, rather than being right under the engine like your conventional front tine tiller. This gives it a lot better balance and control than a conventional front tine tiller. And the only product on the market comparable to this in the US market is a Honda, I think it's an FC600 or something like that. But anyway, they have a mid-tine tiller, and it's used by a lot of landscapers and things like that for getting in tight areas where they need a heavier duty machine and something easier to handle than a conventional front tine tiller, because the mid-tine definitely handles better. Well, Grillo takes that mid-tine to a whole nother level, because unlike the Honda, this is fully gear drive. It also has 2 speeds forward and 1 reverse. The Honda only has 1 forward, and that's it. We sell it with either a Honda engine or a Kohler engine. This happens to be the Kohler, but we do offer it with a Honda option. But automotive clutch, fully commercial gear train with all hardened steel gears, cast iron gearbox down here in the ground, so it resists rocks and wear and everything else. An amazing machine. It's got offsettable handlebars for working in corners and places like that. Instantly adjustable handlebars and heights to fit anybody. There's nothing on the market like this in the US market. The Italians actually have a lot of these things. There's a lot of different companies making these mid-tine tillers, or motor hoes as they call them, over in Europe, because they do a lot of very tight quarters, close contact gardening in courtyard areas, high tunnels, places where there's very limited maneuvering room, and you can turn this thing around within its own length. So very maneuverable. Of course, it doesn't run other implements like our walk-behind tractors. This is a dedicated machine. The only attachment we offer for it is a little furrow plow to go in the back to make a furrow. But the 39 inches wide at present. The tines can be taken off in sections and shrunk down. The outer discs, which keep the soil from throwing out quite as much, those can be either removed if you want it to throw out, like for hilling, or you can move those in. If you take off this set of tines, you can reinstall the disc where that was, and so on down to a single set of tines in the middle. So you can get you can do cultivation in very narrow spots with it as well. The transport wheel on the front is an option. This is something that allows you to very easily roll it around, drop your handlebars down. You can pick it up like a wheelbarrow and just roll it. A good option for transporting it from place to place. Of course, you can start it up and just let it drive on the tines, but if you've got, if you're on grass, it doesn't really hurt it that much if you keep it moving. But if you're on concrete or gravel, it's really kind of hard on the tines and kind of nicks up your concrete. So the transport wheel is a little better idea in those situations. There's also a set of transport wheels that we offer that bolt right on the outside. They look like a little bicycle wheel, basically. And there's 3 holes in these outer discs, and they have 3 studs that go through the holes. You put wing nuts on the inside, and you actually have to tilt the machine up a little to get them on there, because they're bigger than the discs, and in fact bigger than the diameter of the tines themselves. So once those are on there, it sits on those wheels. You can start it up and actually drive it long distances. It just takes a minute or so to get them on and off each side. So if you don't have a long distance to go, the transport wheel on the front is fine. That's like a $70 option roughly. If you don't get the transport wheel, it has a little skid plate that comes on there instead. Anyway, when you're ready to work, you wouldn't use this wheel down like this. This is just for transport. You would tilt this back a bit, pull this down, and then swing it up, and it pops into place right there. And then when you're ready to pop it back down, like so. So yeah, this is the working position to get it up out of the dirt so that your tines can sink in. So with a mid-tine tiller like this, people say, well, you got to fight those things because you're pulling back on it all the time. No, not the way this is designed. With the balance of this machine and the way the weight is cantilevered forward over the tines, it should all be controlled with your drag bar. You got a drag bar here in the back, which angles backward, as you can see. And you got a lot of different height positions here. And depending on how deep you want to go and how aggressive you want it to be, you just lower this drag bar to the appropriate depth. And then it's a matter of just leaning down on the handlebars or letting up on the handlebars. It's all in pressure, just down and up on the handlebars. If you find yourself having to pull back on the machine to control it, you're not doing it right. It's not designed to be worked that way. It's all about getting that drag bar. Basically, the pressure on the drag bar is going to control the forward motion of this machine. So we're going to set this kind of a mid position here. Now you can see this bed we're going to work here it was corn yesterday. It was old dried up corn patch, and I flail mowed it down with one of our flail mowers. So we're just going to till that right in. It's got some mulch on top as well. So fire this thing up. This has the Grillo active style clutch on it, so when I push this down, that's going to engage drive. This is our gear shift. Got first and second gear in reverse. And this is your throttle control. So make sure fuel's on. Okay. Back out of a spot. And thanks for watching.